I'm often asked why most of my books are in black and white, and it's quite simple. It's because it's cheaper to print that way. I've done Euclid as an ebook in colour because it's just cheap. It's easy to do and it's fun and it makes it look better. I'm now printing a book with lulu.com of Euclid, and I'm having to redo everything. So I'm just going to show you this. I've done a basic layout of the title page, and what I need is a new drawing of Euclid here, but in black and white. So I'm getting out my light table, and I'm going to put over a new piece of paper and get it taped down. I'm basically going to trace the same drawing. And the reason I'm just tracing it is because I have the image in the triangle and everything I've got as a Photoshop file, and if I kind of do this exactly the same, I know I'm going to be able to just scan it and drop it in exactly the same place. And some of you are going to be saying, oh my goodness, that's cheating. Well, that's your problem, not mine. And if you go through life as an artist worrying about cheating and tracing and using different techniques to speed up the job and to get things done, then, you know, I'm afraid you're going to be wasting your life away doing things you don't need to do. There just isn't time in life to do everything without a little bit of help. And I know some people get really quite upset about the idea of tracing, and they really do think it's cheating. And, you know, if you don't think that Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci didn't use tracing techniques and things, then there we go. I'm going to go and scan this now. This is the image that I scanned, and it looks pretty clean. I'm just painting out a couple of tiny little spots. And this is at 600 dots per inch, black and white. And what I need to do, change it to grayscale. Just going to paint a little line in there. So I can now isolate it. There we go, good. And I'm going to invert. So I'm just going to cut him out. You can see what's going on here. I've cut him out, and I'm going to paste in a new Euclid. There we are, just to see that I've got him all right. And I can cut out the bottom there, and then I know pretty well that I don't want this in there either, that grey line that I put there, so I can extract that. Now I'm going to copy all of that, and I'm going to come over to my previous. This is the artwork I've done previously, and this is probably going to be massive. Oh, it's not too bad. Resize him like that. Right, what I need to do is turn off where he is before, and then erase this, anything that's kind of below the circle. I've gone over slightly there, but you're never going to notice that, I don't think. A bit of white doesn't matter because it's printing on white. Now I'm just going to paint those letters and make them black as well. So we have a complete black and white image. So now I'm going to save this, which is quite a large file, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. I can take the quality down because it's black and white, and there's not going to be any jittering. I'm going to save this, and that's now saved. Now I'm in InDesign, and this was how I had it before, and I want to get rid of that bit, which I just placed in there to help me design the thing. And now I need to import. Now I'm importing the cover scan, there we are, that I've just done, which is enormous, but I'm going to send it to the back, so the text is, this text is coming on the top. The text I've actually set I've set using Flash, which is a strange thing to do, Adobe Flash, but it's kind of the program I know best. I tried doing it on Illustrator and I just don't know Illustrator. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. It's looking a little overpowering, so I'm going to put that in there, and I think it needs to go over a couple of bits. This title is looking slightly heavy as well. And I don't know what happened there. InDesign. When you're not using InDesign every day, you press buttons and do wrong things. But anyway, that's basically my cover. I'm going to print it now, just to see what it looks like. So here we are. I've done all that artwork. And let me fold that down the side. And there you can see it's actually a little bit bigger, isn't it? And I think I might make it a little bit smaller. And I think also I might need to do kind of something like that, because it's just looking a little bleak at the moment. I'm wondering whether I need to put some, I'm just sort of testing whether to put some shading in there, something like that, just to kind of bring it to life a little bit. So I mean, I've been doing all this with felt tips up until now, so I'm thinking I might do just a little minimal amount like that, and maybe a little bit on the side, just to bring his, I don't want to overdo it though. So I'm going to follow what I've done there. I think this is kind of part of the process of learning what works. Just trying things out. So I'm going to add that little bit of shading underneath there, and I'm going to put a little bit of shading there. I just don't want to overdo this, but I think maybe a little bit, just kind of like that. We'll just bring his head forward a bit, and maybe a little on his sleeves there. And I think that really is all I'm going to do. I'll rescan this. I'll see you in a moment. This is 16. Now there's just one other thing. You may notice that this is kind of coloured blue and kind of dark greeny grey, and the illustration there of my logo is blue. That's kind of intentional. I can't be bothered to redo those, but when it gets printed black and white, this will come out in shades of grey, and that will come out in shades of grey, and I'll be happy. Now there's just one other thing. You may notice that this is kind of coloured blue and kind of dark greeny grey, and the illustration there of my logo is blue. That's kind of intentional. I can't be bothered to redo those, but when it gets printed black and white, this will come out in shades of grey, and that will come out in shades of grey, and I'll be happy. So there you are. I've really recorded this for my new website, which is called letsmakepicturebooks.com, where I'm going to show you how to make picture books, basically, how to write them, how to put them together. Go and have a look. There's a lot of stuff on that website already, and why not sign up for the newsletter? I'll keep you updated. I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.